Hello, this is Mr. Hornsby 83 with another edition of Mr. Hornsby 83 Topics. I had planned this video for Monday, but been so busy, so tired, so wore out. I didn't even finish getting through Justify last night to do a review for that. Shameless, I may just have to wait till the Sunday after next to get episode 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 all together, because I'm going to record 4 of the Super Bowl. In this video, I'll be talking about the Super Bowl. I'll be talking about the Deflategate situation. I'll be talking about what my coach do with their draft situation and what they should do with their coaching. But you know, they're not going to do much about that. But all right, I'm gonna start out with the Super Bowl. I'm really looking forward to it, even though the freaking Patriots are in it. And I'm really rooting for Seattle all the way, which is a lot different than what it was last year, because last year I was rooting for Peyton Manning and the Broncos to win. They didn't win. Seattle just punked them out. I hope they do the same thing to the freaking Patriots, because Patriots do not deserve to be in that Super Bowl, period. And I'm just, but, you know, hopefully Seattle wins. At least that'll cheer up my day, and that'll be like, yeah, they can't win with you know, because in the case of Patriots, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, which I'll get to that later on in the video. But, next up, I'm going to address two people who really have been frustrating me a lot on a certain ESPN show at 10 in the morning. That's on ESPN 2. And I'm going to start with Mr. Skip Bayless, who likes the dog on Andrew Luck. This is the same guy that freaking went to back for Tebow, even though I was back with him. With Tebow, I do not like the fact that he brings up, oh, his QBR is not that good, blah, 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 blah. Well, you know what? You want to bring up the QBR, why don't you go look how many times them freaking players drop the passes. That's why his QBR is so bad, Mr. Skip Bayless. Why don't you just, he just freaking frustrates me. He's such a freaking hypocrite, and he, like, hinges on his bets. I mean, even Stephen A. Smith, I mean, I like watching the show, but Skip Bayless really annoys me a lot of times, especially when they're talking about Andrew Luck. I was with him with the Spurs winning last year and the year before. I've been with him with a couple other things, but I do not like the fact of how he's dogging Andrew Luck. Talking about, oh, he's overrated, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this is the same guy that talks so great about RG3. Guess what? Andrew Luck's been in the playoffs 3 years in a row. RG3's only been there once. So why don't you shut up, Skip Bayless? Like you said with Tebow, all he does is win. That's all Andrew Luck does is win. So Skip Bayless, why don't you shut up about Andrew Luck, because you're freaking getting on everybody's nerves about it. And, you know, sometimes some of the stuff you say makes you look like you're a freaking amateur. And sometimes I feel like I could go on ESPN First Take and freaking do your job. And now I'm going to get to, which is usually my favorite guy on ESPN First Take, Stephen A. Smith, and something he says talking about the Colts don't need to say anything about the Deflategate, blah, blah, blah. Which is an insinuation that they would make excuses. Look, the Indianapolis Colts don't make excuses. They know they didn't play with it. They know they freaking played bad defense. They know the freaking receivers dropped balls. They know Andrew Luck wasn't on his game. They're not going to sit there and say, oh, because the balls were deflated, they beat us. You know, they've been beaten 3 times in a row by the Patriots before this. It's not like they're going to go out and make excuses. They just got to freaking improve in certain areas, which I'll get to here in a little bit. You know, and, you know, why don't you stick to what you're best at, Stephen A., and that's freaking basketball. Because, you know, when you say stuff like that, it really ticks me off because, listen, the Colts will not make excuses. Andrew Luck said it was his bad, he didn't play well. The defensive player said it's our fault, we didn't freaking play the way we should have played, and the way we played against Denver and the Cincinnati Bengals. So to insinuate that they would make an excuse is a bunch of BS, and that really ticked me off. But let me tell you something now, Stephen A. Okay, the Colts don't need to say nothing about the Deflategate, claiming that if the balls would have been deflated, they would still beat the Patriots. I agree. The Colts did not play good defense. They did not play well on offense. They will not make the excuse of deflated balls. And, you know, well then, you know, when the Patriots lose, don't make no excuses for them. Either one of those freaking analysts don't make no excuses that, oh, they were distracted by the Deflategate. Oh, you know, Tom Brady's defense didn't play well, or Tom Brady's offense didn't do nothing. They don't have no weapons. Because it seems like, even, not just them two, but every single analyst I always freaking make excuses for why Tom Brady didn't win it, or why freaking Peyton Manning didn't win it, or why, quarterbacks they care about so much didn't win it. And that freaking annoys me, and that's basically being hypocritical. Don't make excuses for one team and then say another team should use something for an excuse. Because I know one thing for a fact, the Colts will not make any excuses. They will try to improve next year, do the best they can to beat the freaking Patriots, and you know what? Hopefully, which I'm going to get to in a minute, what they do in the draft will freaking help them. But, don't make excuses when Brady loses. Don't make excuses when freaking Belichick and them lose. Don't say, oh, it's because they don't have receivers. Or, oh, because their defense didn't show up that night. Whatever. But, now that I'm done ranting, I'm going to get to the Indianapolis Colts and what they should do in the draft. And, what they should do in the draft is they need to draft some personnel. They need to draft maybe a nose tackle, because you know what? I wanted to have hope in Josh Chapman. But after this year, I don't have any hope for him in nose tackle. They need to get a new offensive tackle. Gosher Chairless is freaking not old and not that good anymore. I mean, we got Costanzo, which we got to get re-signed in the offseason. Middle linebacker is a position they could upgrade big time. Outside linebacker, I think Mathis and Newsom start next year. And Newsom, although he didn't start out playing well against the run this year, he played pretty well against the run. You got some players on defense that could play good. It's just, you got to figure out what's going on or what's being done wrong. Or why don't you look into the defensive coordinator who was with San Diego for all those years, and San Diego was an inconsistent defense. So why don't you just take care of firing that guy, get a better defensive coordinator. If, you fire him and you get a different defensive coordinator, it's the personnel then. That the personnel's not that good. And Pep Hamilton, if you do not get a plan for some way to beat Tom Brady, then then you need to be fired too. And Chuck Pagano, if you don't realize that, then maybe you should be fired. And I hate to say that because I love Chuck. He's done great jobs. He reminds me a lot of Tony Dungy. But, having those guys, Pep Hamilton, yeah, he's improved the offense these 2 years he's been there, but they still haven't beat the Patriots. And they're still inconsistent on certain games. They need to change that. And Ryan Gregson this year, instead of worrying about going out signing big-name free agents or signing old players that are big-name free agents, why don't you freaking try to build up some stuff in the draft? You're a personnel man for freaking Philadelphia. Why don't you freaking scout some players, get some good players in the draft, and improve this team? Because until this team gets completely improved, there's no way we're going to be to the Super Bowl ever. And their expectation is Super Bowl at first in 2012 is all about rebuilding. But if you want to improve this defense, look at some players in the draft that could be good, and probably better than some of the guys you got on the roster right now. Probably better than some of those old guys you signed to big contracts. The only guy I'd say you should keep that you signed as a big free agent acquisition in 2012 was Corey Redding, because he played his butt off this year. Probably the best thing on the Colts defense all year. And yeah, Art Jones did pretty well, but he was injured in and out. Ricky G. Francois, there was a reason why he was a backup in frickin' Sanford and all that. And there was a reason why he never got the starting job. Alright, now, next up, let me talk about the game. I'm not going to make no excuses. The Colts flat out got their tails handed to them. They did not execute the way they should have on offense. They did not play the way they did the week before on defense or against Cincinnati. And, so whether the balls were deflated or not, you still didn't freaking play well. Your freaking linebackers weren't doing anything. That defensive line wasn't doing anything. Corey tried his best. Corey tried to fire up the team, and that still didn't help. We lost freaking 45-7. Now, if that's not saying you need a new defensive coordinator or you need to change some personnel, then I don't know what to say. But I'm still going to stand by my Colts no matter what decisions they make, although I may not agree with their decisions. I'm still going to stand by them. I'm not one of those that jump from one team to another and jump on somebody's bandwagon because they're doing well. I don't care about that. I've got my team. I'm a Colts fan. That's where I'm staying. But that'll do it for this video. Sorry, it was mostly a rant, but a lot of things have me really frustrated. Next week, my topic show, I'll be talking about the Roman Reigns problem in the WWE. I will be talking about all the people that reacted to it and how they reacted, and I'm going to have a little bit of a theory about something that possibly will happen at WrestleMania, which I've had since I heard Roman Reigns is going to possibly be the guy going into this year. So this tomorrow night, I'll try to get my shameless review up. If not, I've got a video about most anticipated games for 2015, what games I'm anticipating, so what games some other fans are anticipating. Friday, I don't know, if I don't get the review tomorrow, I'll get the review Friday. But till then, peace out.